everyone, it's Kelly here from Energetically Inspired. Thanks so much for joining me today. So today I'm going to be sharing a little bit about shifting your emotional blocks energetically. So I am an energy therapist. A lot of people call me a energy healer, but I don't like to use the word healer because I believe I'm not healing energy. I kind of am shifting the energy and changing the vibration. So allowing that to move through. Hey Tammy, thanks for joining me, hun. So just to tell you a little bit about me, I do lots of different modalities. Of course, I work in energy medicine, I work in vibrational medicine, crystals, I intuitively guide, I'm a spiritual life coach, a Reiki healer. I've got lots and lots of different things. I kind of wear lots of different hats, and sort of that way I'm open to always growing and gaining more things. And that way I'm always offering different styles and techniques to all of my clients and people that come through to see me. When I do my work, I do a lot of things like classed as more like a body attunement. So working through all the energy systems, meaning the chakras, the aura, your meridians, clearing and cleansing and rebalancing those things. And then I intuitively tap in and find the emotional blocks, and I will see events and that kind of thing. And then I'm able to help people with the physical, because we're energy beings. So energy to me is something that's easily corrected with the right tools and techniques, but it's the physical stuff that's quite difficult. So we're an energy being with a physical body, and they work together amazingly. So I help people integrate these things with their physical body, and it can be done in different ways depending on what the issue is and obviously what we've been through. So each of us are individual, and that's why we all use different techniques and different stuff. So today I'm going to share a little bit about what I share in some of my workshops. So as well as doing personal one-on-one sessions with people, I actually do workshops to help them get these skills so that they plant the seeds, understand how the brain works, how the energy works, how to integrate the two together, how to stop the mind chatter, which is that crazy, looking for the flags of the energy blocks, what are the triggers, all those things that happen in relation to emotions. I also do other workshops which are more about raising those vibrations, how to tap into those higher energies. I'm actually introducing new workshops for children, so for our spirited children. So some people even look at them as in the spectrum children, but yeah, I've got a child that is one of those children, very energy sensitive. So he has taught me a lot in the last 6 years. And there's so many other mothers that I come across that have the same thing and just don't know how to protect their children, how to test the foods that these children need, that kind of thing. So I'm offering those things as well. So, but today we're going to go in and talk about the emotions and energy, okay? Emotions are energy. So thoughts are energy. Basically, we are energy, but looking at those things, energy is supposed to come in and out, but certain emotions we will trap. They're usually the heavy ones, the ones we don't really want to connect into, ones that create pain, trauma, anger. We shove those things down, but we trap them inside ourselves. As we trap them inside ourselves, it builds up, and eventually things are like an explosion, like you're blasting the lid off of a can that's ready to explode, and then we react in ways that we don't want to, or we have triggers, so we behave to certain things or certain people. Another one I come across a lot is the fight, flight, and freeze that is constantly triggered very easily. And this releases hormones inside the body. We become addicted to these hormones. We become addicted to these patterns as well. So we want to learn how to shift these emotions, okay? And I'm going to give you guys lots of skills, because one thing might resonate with you. Awesome if it does. If it doesn't, just leave it and go for whatever does, okay? So everyone's individual. There's no right and wrong. It's really tapping into what's best for you. So as we're all individuals, again, I'm going to teach you guys lots and lots of stuff. I've got some sort of notes here just to make sure I cover as much as I can in this next 30 minutes. So I always suggest that first create an intention. Now, I'm just going to shift my phone. There we go. And yeah, we create an intention. So intention is power. So it's creating a focus of what we want to do. We need to be clear with that intention. The next thing I really suggest to everyone is asking our ego mind to step aside. Okay, that's a little bit more the physical side of ourselves, and asking our soul and our intuition to come forward, because a lot of people have actually blocked that stuff and shut that down. Our intuition and soul works for us in the best interest, okay? Our mind has an amazing job to protect us, but it doesn't always work serving us in our best and highest interest. So we want to become our highest self, we need to bring our intuition in, okay? So definitely request that. And I do that in all my meditations, telling people to put the ego mind aside and bring that in. And I do my healing sessions. I do the same sort of thing. I also call back our own energy and give back anything that's not ours. So if anyone's imprinted or projected at us, that kind of thing. So it's about working in our pure essence, okay? So we want to have the most powerful essence available. So as well as that, we can call for it also our guides, it's not just our intuition, but whether it's the universe, some people refer to that as God. We can call in Mother Earth to support us and ground us and give us that motherly love, okay? Whether you have angels or you believe in aliens or whatever those guides are, whoever your support network is, or whether you have one, call those in and ask them to come and help you, because they're excited to have that and they're excited to be acknowledged. And then the more you actually call on them and acknowledge them, the more you'll actually feel connected to them as well. So you're creating a really strong connection. So when you're healing yourself, I always request people do those kind of things, but again, it's what resonates personally to you. So emotions are, again, energy, and we want to feel the energy. We don't want to push that down. So what we need to do is when we actually have an emotion, we need to feel it. We're human. We are designed to feel emotions, okay? So don't feel bad when you have moments of anger or moments of sadness or you cry. So many people are told not to cry. It's something that, a lot of people as kids, we don't want to hear our kids crying. And so we shut that down, or, we feel uncomfortable. But I mean, you don't have, find the time and the place that makes you feel comfortable and allow those emotions to come up. We don't want to live in them for a long time. We just want to actually acknowledge them, allow the emotion to rise, create an intention to release that emotion, okay? And identify it. You need to label it. Like, you need to acknowledge it as anger or that kind of thing. So then you have an intention to release that anger, okay? Another really powerful thing is tapping into what your trigger was. So not the story, the chatter, because the story is actually your mind trying to distract you from feeling the pain, because it knows that's a warning sign. We don't want to go there. So we got to get away from the story and come into what the trigger is and find out where that resonated from, okay? And that helps us create comfortability in letting these things go. I also really strongly encourage people to find leverage, okay? So in my healing, and where a lot of this came from for me, most people, what we do in the world and love to do is where our pains come from. So I've had trauma and gone through a real painful time. My baby was 4 months old. I had a 4-year-old. My marriage broke down. My fight and flight was over triggered. My adrenals were worn out. I wasn't able to sleep at night. I was walking around like a zombie all day, as well as breastfeeding, and I was just a mess. And my marriage broke down. I went into fear of, what am I going to do? How am I going to survive to support for these 2 little beautiful boys? And then I acknowledged I wasn't being the mum I wanted to be. I wasn't being the person I've always been. I wasn't happy. I wasn't connected into myself. I was literally just caught up in this messy headspace. And so that took me into this healing process, okay? So, and that's where I started to look at all the different techniques. I bring in the healing that I already knew how to do, which was like Reiki and the vibrational medicine. But I further studied, got into color therapy. I got more into the chakras, even more in depth, understanding how they relate to our bodies as well. So I really, really tapped into all those things and bring those into my workshops. And that's where I'm going to share a little bit about that. But having the leverage, my leverage was acknowledging that if I didn't heal myself, my children were going to have a much more difficult life. I wasn't going to give them what I wanted to give them. And that was my leverage to say, I don't want to do that. If I'm happy, my children will be happy. If I heal myself, my children have got an example of how to move forward in this life. So you need to create leverage as to why you need to let some of these things go. Some emotions you don't, because they're just simple, you understand them. But sometimes on that deeper healing level, you really need that leverage so that you can push yourself through it. Don't focus all the time on that leverage, because you don't want to attract that. That's not what we're doing. We just want to have that in the back of our mind, acknowledging that that could be our life, and pivot ourselves around to what we want in life, okay? So what do you want? Where do you want to go? Where you focus, your energy flows, and it's all about the energy here. So it's really important to remember to focus. So after I was explaining we release things, there's so many ways to release this. we can use, and I'll share with you guys there's lots of things, okay? One is embodiment. So that's actually bringing our body in, and I'll show you some examples in just a moment. It's actually movement. It's actually getting in there and allowing your body to move through that emotion. So if it was anger and you get really angry, you might have a punching bag or you might have a pillow. Get in there and, allow that emotion and then go, okay, I'm letting this go through this motion of allowing it to go. Another great one is when you're feeling stiff and stagnant, and that is to get up and shake it out. Like, get in there, shake your legs, shake your arms. Like, oh, I just need to let this go. Use your breath. Use that power. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh, letting it go, shaking it out. I'm using my breath. I'm like, as I'm like bringing in new breath to heal myself, I'm like, as I blow out, I'm releasing, I'm letting go, okay? So using that breath is really, really powerful as well. Another one I've seen, they do it in yoga, a lot of time they're standing up, but they bring their arms up and they project them down, they throw them down, so that you're, getting in there and allowing that body to be part of the way you actually release these energies, okay? It's a really powerful technique, and so many people go into this healing process but say, oh, I've tried this and I tried, meditation, and but sometimes we need to use this embodiment, actually physically move ourselves. Some people find through dancing is a great way, they kind of tap into the energy, and it's even more of a peaceful thing, the way that they're releasing it. It's not such an aggressive thing, or not the shaking, or, they're literally getting in there and just feeling and just tapping in with the flow of the energy and allowing that to naturally dissipate out of their body. And it's a great way to do it as well. I love noise as well. So like I said, when you're doing that, let it out, like make a noise, so that you kind of almost, it's like you feel that you're expelling that at the same time. So, it's those sort of things that really bring the energy and the physical together. And it's all about bringing those two items together when we're healing ourselves. So, I use a lot of breath techniques as well in meditation. So meditation is another amazing way to do this, and I've created a lot of different meditations through my workshops to allow this, but I've ran a lot of these live on my page too. So if you jump on Energetically Inspired, you'll be able to find some of these live meditations I've done, and there's different ones. Some have breath work in them, some have the visualization techniques in them, others are tapping in, using our intuition to guide us to where it is in our body, using light, the universe to tap in and burn out that energy as well, and then filling it with good energy. So that's another really, really powerful way to move energy and emotion through our body. So again, you've got that first part of labeling, acknowledging it, but this is the part about releasing it, okay? So from there, I also do things like a bath, a cleansing bath. The bath itself cleanses our aura, the energy, it's like getting in the ocean. The ocean is purification. So I would use the waves of the ocean to come in. As the waves come in, I'm receiving new energy. As the waves go out, it's like it's taking it away. And I create the intention with those waves, that I feel my body moving with those waves, and it's like it's coming and taking that in and out, so it's creating an intention, and it can be done in so many ways. So through a saltwater bath, through the ocean. Another water technique I use is the shower meditation. So it is commonly known of, where you just get into the meditation. There's a few different ones, but you don't sort of get into there's a specific way. It's really about having clear intention and doing what you feel is right. So don't get into this what's right, what's wrong, and complicate things. Just go with it a little bit. So a shower meditation, I commonly will close my eyes when I do these things. So if I do close my eyes, it's because what I'm used to doing. So it's closing my eyes because I'm visualizing as the water's running over my body. It kind of goes into a darker grey water. I imagine that this is running off me, it's running down the drains, it's taking that away into the universe, and taking away. And I'll just say, even sometimes it's releasing what does not serve me. I may not even have identified a particular emotion, but I just want to release what's not serving me, whatever, has energy I've held on to. And it could be imprinted, people have projected at me, lots of different things. So just what's not serving me is a really powerful way to just create a cleansing process of our emotions. So, and as that water's run away, and then all of a sudden I'll sort of feel a point of where I feel lighter, like as if that cleansing has happened. And then I let that next lot of water come over me. And I might imagine it as white water, gold water, healing water, loving energy water. Like I'm creating an intention to fill that water. And a lot of time I love to fill myself with that loving energy, okay? So, putting that energy back through me. I always encourage, when you release anything though, you always should feel the void. When we release something and we let it go, if there's a void left there, other energy can move into that, and we don't always know what that energy can be. So we can walk down the street and someone projects something at us and we're picking up their stuff and it's filling our void. So fill that energy, that void, with energy. And when I say energy, tap in. Feel your heart. Think of a moment you love in life. Think of places you love to go, people you love to connect with, things that make you happy. It could just be connecting to nature, but just those moments, and allow that energy, and then intentionally put that in, saying I'm feeling that void. I also use a lot of rainbows or colored energy light. So I create an intention to send through rainbows into my body. To me, a rainbow kind of represents in our chakra system. So it's creating balance throughout our body. And the chakras sort of weave throughout our whole body. So this rainbow energy runs through us, So by, putting a rainbow into myself, and I do a lot of rainbows in my healing work, it's balancing our energy and replacing some of that voided space, okay? So definitely always fill yourself back up. Crystals are a great one too, and you can search and there'll be hundreds and hundreds of different types of crystals. Sorry, I was just checking the time. These crystals could be something like rose quartz. Rose quartz are really gentle energy, like a energy emotional block releasing, because they're loving energy, so they only release what we are ready to. So if, you got to be careful with some emotions, that you bring some things up and it bewilders you, it knocks you off your feet, you weren't ready for that. So you do need to be careful with your crystals and make sure that you're working with ones that you intentionally want to be, or what you want to release, okay? I'll explain a little bit about the crystals. Like, you've got your love, which is gentle, which is your rose quartz, okay? It's quite a more loving space, so it's looking at things that we can release in a loving energy, okay? And it's more gentle. From there you go into your a malachite. Malachite is more for the deeper emotional wounds. So it can bring up a lot of tears because it's emotions, okay? So it's really tapping into those deeper emotions. Another one can be obsidian. Obsidian blasts through blocks. So if you've got blocks sort of hiding and burying things within you anywhere, like in any part of your physical body, it can blast through some of those, and you don't know what's going to come up, but it can be powerful. It just depends on the stages of where you are in your healing itself. From there, you've got kyanite. Kyanite's a little bit more the physical level. Kunzite is more the spiritual level, so it's healing in those energies. Lapis lazuli is self-imposed blocks, so something where we're hiding the truth from ourselves, and we feel we're not healing, but we're not acknowledging something that, from our pure self. So that will help us gain access to that type of thing. So lots and lots of crystals, and it's not a crystal segment today, so just wanted to introduce a few of those that you could use in your healing. Also chakra crystals, balancing them up on all the different chakras, and you can Google and search, or I've got stuff in my page about, your different chakra ones. I also always, when I'm healing myself, or before I do any client work, and while I'm doing client individual treatments, and I teach this also in my workshops, is your chakras. Chakras represent all different aspects of our lives, and if we haven't cleansed and cleared and allowed the energy to flow, we create blocks, and so many people are, I want to be connected to my heart, and I want to be connected to my third eye, and yet the throat shut down, so between those two are not working, or they're all blocked up, and most people get really blocked up in the bottom ones because of their fear, and because of their block of creativity, and the joy centers are down there, okay? Our middle one, our solar plexus, taps into our focus and our drive, our ability to achieve things, okay? So that's our kind of like a power center to me. And it's, if we got those things that are blocked down and don't have that self-worth and that self-belief, that energy is not flowing through us, So it's really, really important to tap into our chakras. And for me, what I would do, there's so many techniques out there. You can do meditations, you can do crystals, visualization techniques. But say for me, I'll go through each of my chakras. It's always really really important to start with your base chakra. You want to be connected to the earth and grounded. And then you can connect into your higher self and open that up. And then I just work my way through all the chakras going back up from there. And if you say, because you can see my heart, so if I just representing that if I went into my base chakra, what I would do on my base chakra, which would be down right at the bottom of my pelvis, there a low point down there. It kind of runs right where your vagina down to your knee kind of section all the way down. But in that area, you're connecting into that lower spot of our body. And I will put my hands there, and as I say I'm connecting into my base chakra, I'm clearing and deleting everything within it. I open my hands up and I blow. All right, and I've got my eyes shut, and then I bring the energy back in, bringing in red energy, because that base chakra is related to our red center. So I bring that red color back in. I imagine it's spinning and it's balanced at a healthy state. I will say that to myself, and then I use affirmations that are based to that chakra. So I'm stable, I'm secure. Okay, then I step into the next one. This next one's our sacral chakra. So again, I'd be hands on my sacral chakra, which is just below our belly button. It's kind of like woman's uterus type area, and I open my hands, I blow out, okay? I'm clearing and deleting everything within that. I have my eyes closed when I do this, but yeah, so it's naturally I want to do that. I imagine that beautiful orange energy coming back in, and I imagine that chakra is spinning. It's a circle, so it should be spinning, and it's spinning at a healthy state. Then I put affirmations into that, okay? And that is your abundance, your creativity, your joy center, okay? So your emotion center. Then I step up into my solar plexus. Your solar plexus is kind of just below your ribs, but above your belly button kind of area. It's the center of us, okay? So, and again, I would put my hands there, and I'm, clearing and deleting everything within it, blowing out. I bring this energy back in. It's a beautiful yellow energy, okay? I imagine it's balanced and spinning at a healthy state. And then I put affirmations into that, and that is I'm focused, I'm driven, I'm worthy, okay? I also class this as my I am center, so sometimes I'll empower those things that are about me. I'm an amazing healer, amazing mother. I really add that energy and power into who I am at this point. From there, we're going up into our heart. Our heart is our, our connection to our soul and the ultimate love. So it's about that I am love. So again, I'll step into this. I'm blowing out, clearing, deleting everything within my heart chakra. I bring the beautiful pink or green energy back in, and it's balanced and spinning at a healthy state. I then put affirmations in of I am love. I'm open to receiving and giving love, okay? And also that I'm vulnerable, because this is our vulnerability center, and we should be able to tap into that, even other people's vulnerability, because without taking that on, it allows us to be more open and aware of these things, okay? Then throat chakra. That's our throat chakra, so clearing and deleting, bringing in a beautiful blue energy. We're now balanced and spinning at a healthy state, and this is about your truth and your communication. So I communicate, and all my actions are perfect for me with positive outcomes. I can speak my authentic truth. I tap into my third eye, clearing and deleting. I'm bringing in a beautiful purple energy. I've asked my ego mind to step aside, my soul and intuition to be heard and seen. They have clear and strong intuition, that kind of thing. Insight, you want to be connected. And then I imagine my crown, clearing and deleting. I'm bringing in that beautiful universal energy through me again. So, so now I can imagine a rainbow running through my system. All right, allow that energy to come from your head all the way down, out through your feet, back up through your body, and you're balancing your energy centers, okay? And this really, really is powerful with allowing you to keep calm and that kind of thing. So there's lots of other ones, but we're going to wrap up soon. You can use muscle testing, so intuitive testing, a pendulum, but just make sure you're always clearing your mind. Test your, if you do muscle testing, make sure you're testing it to get the right answer straight away. So ask your name, and then ask something silly like, am I an avocado, and see what those responses are. I teach these also in my workshop so people can connect in, because there is things we need to do if we're not connecting into our, not getting the right answers. We need to rebalance our energy centers to be able to hear the right responses, okay? I always like to listen to my intuition, my guides, amazing thing for healing your energies. Oils. Oils are an amazing one, lots of different oils, whether it's chakras, whether it's for particular emotions, whether it's for feeling more love, for being able to ground ourselves, to allow us to be able to feel grounded, allowing us to let go of things. You know, there's lots and lots of different oils. I don't specialize as an oil expert, but I, have some, and I use some of those in my, cleansing and stuff like that, my chakra oils and that kind of thing. And my son has lots of oils because he resonates with those and his healing. And another one is a burning ritual. So you can write a letter to yourself, write what you want to let go of, and literally burn that away. I do this also in one of my workshops. Powerful way to burn that away and watch that burn, okay? And you're creating an intention when you do that. And then write another letter to yourself, and I call this a pivoting letter or a focus letter. So you're creating intention of what you want to focus on, okay? So it's really, really powerful. So that's pretty much everything for today. So just to make sure you stay focused, okay? It's really, really important to remember. As we release things, just remember we can have echoes, and echoes are the physical body being uncomfortable. Basically, as soon as you release something and it feels unfamiliar, your brain and your body tries to pull that back. So what we need to do is really work hard at integrating, have clear intention that I've released these things and that I'm going to continue to focus on what I want. If those other thoughts come up that you don't want to be thinking, oh gosh, there they are, just clear and delete them. Literally say, I clear and delete those, and focus back in what you want. Step into your heart space, connect into things you love, so you're bringing your vibration back up into a higher energy, and with that focus, you create great vibration through that. Just so if you guys are interested in any of the things that I offer, so I do workshops. I can do those online. I do a lot of live ones here, but I'm in Australia on the Gold Coast. So I hope one day to travel and share them in different places. But I can do these things online. I do offer those. I do have a shorter 5-hour one, and then I have an extensive one, which is really tapping into who you are, what you're about, understanding the mind, the brain, the chatter. Even in my shorter workshops, I still discuss all these things. It's just not as in depth, okay? So it's kind of like the foundation work to allowing you to integrate it, understanding emotional blocks, the brain, the energy, how to work in the chakras, how to cord cut, like cutting away the cords between you and other people, using meditation, cleansing techniques, understanding the fight and flight. I talk about gut because gut has a huge effect on our emotional state. I also have distant healing as well, and I do one-on-one healing sessions. I do a lot of distance healing, so if you are not local to my area, I can tap in and do my body attunements, completely balance up your energy system. I can give intuitive guidance into relation to your emotions and techniques as to how to continue to let those things go and integrate the healing process behind that, okay? I'm also going to have those children's workshops coming up soon as well for the spirited children, so that we can work with those things and empower their intuition and that right side brain and all those fun things, and also understanding the different things and how they can be so varied. There's no one child's like, I'm not like anyone else, the same as children. So my workshops, generally the 5-hour one runs for $100, okay, and that's Australian dollars. My body attunements, at the moment I have a special of $50 per hour, okay. 2-hour sessions are the body attunements, which are the bigger ones in person, are $100, yeah, and then my large extensive workshop, I haven't quite put a dollar figure on that because I haven't finished writing up how long it's going to be, but that will be available soon. So definitely jump on Energetically Inspired and check me out over there. I'd love you guys to jump on and share things. We've got up next, we've got Angela Jane Delglen, okay, she's doing Does Your Name Attract Abundance, okay. She is a spiritual navigator at myinformedbeing.net. She helps people find clarity and structure on the trajectories of their soul and empowering them to reach their potential. So it sounds amazing. I'm looking forward to jumping on with Angela right now. So hope you guys enjoyed everything today. Love and light from Kelly here at Energetically Inspired. Bye.